Each year, 7,35,000 Americans have heart attacks. And worldwide, 7 million people die from heart attacks each year. Heart disease is the number one killer in the US, and yes, chest pain is a common symptom. But it is not only the symptom of heart attack, and sometimes it is not even present. Women in particular tend to have the more subtle symptoms which can easily be overlooked. Time is muscle, so let's get started. Welcome back, friends, to another episode of the channel Wealthy Health. 7 warning signs you should never ignore of heart attacks. So keep watching. A heart attack occurs when the blood flow or the supply of oxygen to a coronary artery is blocked or stopped. When this happens, you no longer have the proper oxygen for the heart tissue. So that heart tissue dies and you have a myocardial infarction or the heart attack. So when you get the myocardial infarction, it usually occurs due to the fatty deposits or the atherosclerotic plaques in the coronary arteries. It can also occur when there is a heart artery spasm which blocks the blood supply. It also occurs when there is a dissection in the coronary artery. According to the American Heart Association in the United States, 1 out of every 3 deaths in the United States is a heart attack. So 1 out of every 3 deaths is caused by the heart disease and the stroke. So now let's actually talk about the 7 warning signs of a heart attack. So you should never ignore. So number 1 is chest pain. So chest pain or chest discomfort is a very common symptom of heart attacks. So people describe it as a crushing pain, feeling like an elephant is sitting on their chest. So or like something is just really weighing down on them. It can be in the center of the chest or it can be on the left side of the chest. So the chest pain is actually a common warning sign of a heart attack you don't have to ignore. Number 2. Tingling or discomfort in other body parts. So even though we are talking about heart attack symptoms, the symptoms don't always present just in the heart. So you can get symptoms in other body parts too. So you can get tingling or numbness or discomfort or pain in the arms, either in the left arm or both the arms. You can also get some tingling or discomfort, pain in the jaw. You can get it in the back or in the stomach, or if you're having any other symptoms, or if even they are not in the chest, make sure you don't ignore them. If it's something that does not go away in a few minutes, and if it's like a symptom that's not normal for you, pay attention because it could be a warning sign of a heart attack and you should not ignore. So how many of you had these kind of symptoms other than chest pain, and then you later found out that were the warning signs of heart disease or a heart attack? So if this has happened to you or someone like your friend or one of your family members, please comment down below. So the number 3 is the cold sweats or the diaphoresis. So if you have a cold sweat, if you're having these beads of sweat on your forehead, you're feeling chills, especially if this is not something that's normal for you, or if you have a cold sweat, or if the weather does not indicate that you should have this type of reaction, cold sweats can be a warning sign of heart attack, and that you should not be ignoring it. Number 4 is nausea or even vomiting. So sometimes a heart attack symptoms can be present in the stomach area. So you can literally become nauseated and start vomiting as a symptom of heart disease. So nausea is the 4th warning sign of a heart attack and you should never ignore it. Warning sign number 5th is the shortness of breath. So if you're all of a sudden becoming short of breath, like much more so than the norm for you, then this shortness of breath is not necessarily your lungs. It's not necessarily being out of shape. Shortness of breath can be actually a symptom of heart attack, and number 6 can be the heart palpitation. So another sign or a symptom of heart attack can be a racing heart or an irregular heartbeat. So if you're like all of a sudden experience an irregular heartbeat and your heart is just pounding, this just could be a warning sign of heart attack, and that you should not ignore it. So the next symptoms is dizziness or lightheadedness. If you're having a heart attack and you no longer have proper oxygenation to your heart, well, then that the heart may not be pumping properly to the body, and you may not be getting any proper oxygenations to your brain. and you can develop actually dizziness or lightheadedness or dizziness. So this dizziness is actually the 7th warning sign of the heart attack, and you should never ignore it too. So it now comes another question. So how many of you, at least like before watching this video, feel like you are a person who maybe would be experiencing like shortness of breath or nausea, symptoms that are like a typical from chest pain? So how many of you feel like you would have experienced like these things and not called like 911 for yourself? If you feel like you are the person, you may have ignored these symptoms, please comment down below. Now let's touch briefly on how to prevent these kind of heart attacks. So first off, you definitely want to consult a primary care physicians to find out the risk factors of heart disease and things you should be doing to prevent the heart attacks. So you want to do these kind of things like have a heart smart diet. Then you need to do the exercise regularly, like drink plenty of water. Like if you are a cigarette smoker, stop smoking cigarettes. And if you want to make sure that you are really pay attention to your body, your symptoms, the reactions, what does your body do? So you should have a close attention towards your body. Like not everyone will get the chest pain if they're having a heart attack. So women tend to have subtle symptoms. So there are even some women who only get fatigue or only get back pain or only get some arm pain, and they should still have a heart attack. Even diabetes also tend to present in an atypical fashion. If you're a diabetic, you could have a silent heart attack, or maybe just have a little nausea or little jaw pain, and that could be your symptom for heart disease or heart attack. So again, make sure that you are in close contact with your primary care physician. Even your cardiologist could find out the risk factors and how to prevent the heart diseases. And according to the American Heart Association, if you have hypertension, you can decrease your risk of heart disease and stroke by up to 50% if you lower your blood pressure. I hope today's video is something very helpful for you, and it is something important because this is one of the serious and deadly diseases which is rising up in US and other parts of the world. So please take care of yourselves. Look out for these kind of symptoms. Don't just think that only chest pain is the only symptoms for these kind of heart attacks. So these are some other kind of symptoms that can be an early warning signs for an heart attack. So please make sure you have a healthy diet, you regularly exercise, have a regular exercise, drink plenty of water, and please, if you have any of these kind of symptoms, please make sure to consult a doctor. And I hope so this is something very useful. So please do share it with all your family and friends, and please do subscribe this channel, like and share. And till I come up with a new video, everyone take care, bye bye, and have a healthy life.